Dhanyavad, dhanyavad, dhanyavad. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavad pranam.
Hare
Hari
Bol.
Bol, Maharaj.
Hare Bol. Hare Bol.
Hare Bol.
Wow.
Hot dog.
I'm excited for you. You'll have some fun in India, hopefully.
Hot dog.
How is that?
How are you, Maharaj?
I'm good, Prabhu. By grace of Guru Vaishnava, Guru Gauranga.
Jai Gurudev.
Everyone okay there?
Yes, Maharaj.
Everyone?
Everyone very good for grace and Guru and Vaishnava.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Adityanandan Prabhu, nice to see you again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaja.
Whoa. How have you been? You're doing good?
Fine.
Right?
I am fine.
Okay. We are all cold over here. You're looking like you're in hot weather, warm weather. What did they say?
Muy caliente. Hace frío in New Jersey. Hace frío in New Jersey. Maharaj hablo por Adityananda es hace sol. Muy caliente. But in New
Mucho
Jersey,
calor. Very hot. Very hot.
Hot there.
Very hot. Very hot.
We want to come there.
his fan on.
Good. Yes. Tony Prabhu, are you in New Jersey?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to Puri in February 8th.
Oh, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see Shanta Maharaj. And
I'm
Navadvip?
going to get the address maybe. Oh, who is? No, not him. No.
In Navadvip, in Singapore.
Maybe I'll meet that. Maybe I'll see that your institute and you have something in Puri, right? Maybe I'll visit that.
Yes, we have there. You can make a trip to Navadvip from Puri.
I'll be there for like 4 days. A very
Oh,
smart time. So yeah.
Good time. They say the purpose for visiting the holy places is to see the holy people, the sadhu. The purpose of the tirtha is to see the holy persons that are living there, and to hear from them, and to do some seva. That is the real visit of the holy place. To go to the holy place and only walk around, that is not considered the highest thing. The cows are also walking around in the streets of the holy places. To go there like the cows, that's not the best. Best idea when you go to the holy places to find out the holy person, the sadhu, the saint, and to try to hear from them and try to serve them. This will be real spiritual benefit. Highest spiritual benefit will be obtained from that activity. Not so much from seeing the holy place. More or less like eye exercise. Eye exercise. Sridhara used to say, eye exercise. Going to see, not so important, not so spiritual. but going to hear from the holy person, from the sadhu, that is something that will benefit you spiritually. Understand? Okay. Go on.
Maharaj, understand.
Comprende? No.
Yes, Maharaj, comprende.
Hi. Pragya Prabhu. Pragya Didi.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances.
I am obeisances to you, Didi.
Maharaj, please. Krishna. So good to see you, Maharaj. Thank you for your mission.
Yes. Also, nice to see you. We're always happy when you come. Dr. Sahu, Hari Bo.
Namaste, Dandavat, Pranam, Maharaj.
We missed you. You have been so.
I also missed you. Last time, actually, I slept. Actually, I was tired. So I
Okay.
slept. Then I realized by the time it was over, 12:30, I got off. But it was
Yes.
then. Namaste, Dandavat, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bo.
How are you?
I'm good by grace of Guru Garanga.
Yes.
Going
And-
on day by day only. We don't know. Some thread is holding us here, and that thread will be pulled and we go out, go away.
No, you should always be healthy, and because we need your blessings always and teachings also. Actually, these days I'm so busy, I can't tell you. It's so hectic sometimes. And throughout the day today, I was in a village.
Hmm,
Yes, with the students,
okay.
exploring the village life. And it was good to.
What village were you in?
I went to a nearby village in Delhi, Nuna Manjra. There is a village called Nuna Manjra.
Okay.
So near Bahadurgarh. It's 1.5 hour from my place.
Okay.
And people are good in village, no pollution, and very peaceful atmosphere. And good to see that even in the old age, above 80 people are working. They are doing, ladies are doing knitting, the sweaters and other things. They're very good. And I spent whole day there. Then I reached home 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Then I prepared.
Is that Ross Prabhu?
With a shaved head.
He looks like he's in Hollywood.
Yes.
I'm a little bit stout. Hare Krishna.
He looks like a Hollywood
Yes.
Hare
person.
Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Dandavat, Nelson.
Okay. Well, shall we begin, Vandana?
Yes.
Vandeham
Shri
Guru Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru
Vaishnava Cha
Sri
Sagarajata Saganam Raghunatha Sanyam Tam Sajivam
Parijana Sahitam
Sri Radha Krishna Padana Saha Gana Lalita Sri Visakha Nitam Cha
Om
Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jnana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Pujya Sri Guru Varga Vandita Mahabhavanitya Sada Purva Parampara Prachalita Rajya Pramurta Kritaha Bhakta Nirmala Nishayasya Nirvatam Sanskaram Sadaram Bande Sri Guru Devam Ananta Sira Acharya Varyam Nijam
Guru
Guru Bhavista Supuraka Guru Ganar Asisa Sambhu Sistam Chinta Chintya Samasta Veda Nidam Sri Rupa Panthanugamam Govinda Vidanam Ujjalam Bharatanum Bhaktya Anitvam Sundaram Bande Vishwa Gurun Cha Dibya Bhagavata Prema Hi Vija Padam
Devam
Devam Dibya Tanum Suchanda Vadanam Valapraka Chalanchitam Sada Indrananda Puram Sada Eka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Banditam Subhadam Mada Eka Saranam Nipisha Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Bhuvya Gaurava Mata Punirva Prabhata Gagane Yogaura Sankirtanaha Mayavada Timidligodara Katana Yata Jivanamana Krishna Prema Subhavadi Gahana Sukam Pradata Prabhu Nama Guru Kishoraya Bhakta Vadhuta Mrityehe Guru Griha Padma Vindaya Radha Bhava Nishwavina Bande Bhakti Vinodam Sri Gaura Sakti Swarupakam Bhakti Sastrajya Samarajam Radharasa Sudhanidam Gaura Vajra Shrita Sera Vaishnava Pandya Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Bande Prema Bande Vridha Vishanam Pancha Kalpatarashta Kripa Sindhuva Evacha Pratitanam Pavaneyabhyo Vaishnaveyo Nama Namaha Panchatatvakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktacham Namami Bhaktasattikam Namo Mahavadhanaya Krishna Prema Pradayeta Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namena Guru Tasya Namaha Jayatam Suratau Pangur Mama Manda Matargati Ata Sarbaswa Padam Bhujwa Radha Madana Mohana Divyada Vrindaranya Kalpa Tamadaha Srimad Ratnanagara Simhasanastau Digandharva Srila Govinda Deva
Sriman
Rasa Rasaramdi Amrita
Vrindai Tulasi Devai Priyai Kesavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pade Devi Satvai Namo Namaha Jaya Sabarikara Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundara Padma Padanam Jaya Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gopal, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya,
Ki
Srila
Jai
Maharaja ki Jai,
Jai
Jai Giri Govardhana ki Jai,
Jai
Jai Salamena Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai,
Jai
Prabhupada, the assembled devotees, Jai
Ki
Bhagavan,
Jai
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 Gauri Manandi,
Haribo.
Haribo.
Jai
Hari Bol
Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Ki Jai Jai Puri Maharaj Ki Jai
Hare Krishna. To have a connection with the infinite world, huh? We are finite souls trying to establish a connection with the infinite world. The infinite world. We see the world something that we can see, that we can behold within ourselves. Even that difficult. There are so many things in the world, and we can only perceive a little bit. To behold even the world is difficult. Then what to speak of the infinite? Huh? The world is not infinite, but Krishna and his world is infinite. Then how do we come in contact with that? Just by these sounds that we chant when we say Vandana, we're offering praise to that world. So beautiful things. Huh? Beauty beyond anything that we could find in the world. The whole world, however big it is, doesn't contain the beauty that's found in that world. Doesn't contain the unlimitedness that is found there. And how to connect with that? We are burning in the pain of separation from that beautiful world, huh? From that incredibly sweet world. We have only these temporal things to contend with, huh? To serve us, satisfy us. But there is unlimited sweetness. So these prayers, this chance to come together with the devotees and to remember that world, huh? To rise our thoughts to that world. They're a very wonderful thing. And it's really our only chance to come in contact with it. Otherwise, in our daily lives, no matter what we do, it doesn't really bring us to that platform. So we relish these times together to think of these things, to have a chance to hear from those who relish those things in their life, the saints. They're so fortunate. They can relish that flame. And we can try to catch some drops of nectar from them, from their realization, from their words, from their talk. And that way gain some spiritual benefit from that. Hare Krishna. So we'll read the next poem from Srila Sridhara Maharaj and from the Prapanna Jivanamrita, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribhajagacharya Satarasata Sri Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Shri Goswami Maharaja ki Jai.
Jai.
So this poem is written to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who is also Dayita Dasa. And it's called Sri Dayita Dasa Dasaka. Dasaka means 10 verses. Dasa, 10. 10 verses in glorification of Dayita Dasa of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Nite yasmin nishante nayana jalamarag nata katavarundanam uchar. That's a little hard for me to really say it.
Vite yasmin nishante nayana jala barai snatagatra Vindhanam Uchar Utkroshottam Sri Vrikshakapi Sthaya Dirhaya Sviya Gostim Prithvi Gandhad Hakrar Prita Nayana Mani Vavrata Yena Hina Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripana Nayana He Niyatam Kinkaroyam Yasya Shri Pada Padmat Pravahati Jagati Prema Priyusadhara Yasya Shri Pada Padma Chutamadu Satatam Vritya Pringan Vibharati Yasya Shri Pada Padmam Brajarashika Jano Modate Samprasasya Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripananayana Iniyatam Kinkaroyam Vatsalyam Yachcha Pitro Jagati Bahumatam Kaitavam Kevalam Tat Dampatyam Dasyu Taiva Svajana Ganakruta Bandhuta Vanachenati Vaikunta Sneha Mrte Padanhaka Garanar Yasya Sadarshito Smi Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripana Nayana He Niyatam King Karoyam Yavani Kanta Lagna Vilasati Satam Krishna Chaitanya Krishna Yavani Kanta Lagna Vilasati Satatam Krishna Chaitanya Chandre Karna Krodaj Jannanam Kim Yunayan Gatam Saiva Murtim Prakshaya Niladri Sasya Netrapana Bhavana Gata Netra Tara Bidheya Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripana Nayana He Niyatam Kinkaroyam Gurendor Asta Shale Kimu Kanaka Gano Hemahrij Jambu Nadya Avirbhuta Pravarshar Nikhila Jana Padam Plavayandava Davadagdam Guravir Bhava Bhumo Rajasya Cha Sahasa Samjugopa Svayam Svam Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripana Nayana He Niyatam Kinkaroyam Gora Gorasya Sishyo Gurer Api Jagatam Gayatam Goragata Gode Godiha Gosti Yashrita Gana Garima Dravide Gora Garvi Gandharva Goro Vatyo Giridhara Parama Preyasam Yogaristo Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripana Nayana He niyatam kinkaroyam. Yo Radha Krishna namamritajala nidhina plabhayad vishvametad amlecha sheshalokam dvijanripa vanijam sudra sudra pakshritam muktai siddhar agmya patitajana sako ghora karunya shaktir Yatraso tatra sigram kripananayana hiniyatam kinkaroyam apyasta vartate tatpurato vara vapur lokitam lokasandam dirgham dirgham nilabja netram tila kushuma nasam ninditarendu balam Samyam Subrashu Dantam Satadhala Vadanam Dirga Bahum Bharenyam Satraso Tatra Sigram Kripananayana.
Okay, niyatam.
Nayana He Niyatam Kinkaroyam Gorabde Sunya Pananvitanigmamite Krishna Pakshe Chaturtayam Ose Mase Maghayam Amaragana Gurur Vasare Vainishante Dasoya Radhikaya Atisaya Dayito Nitya Lila Pravishto Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripana Nayana He Niyatam Kinkaroyam Hahakararjananam Guru Charana Jusham Puritabur Nabhascha Yatoso Kutra Vishvam Prabhupada Virahad Hanta Sunyayaitame Padabje Nitya Vrityaksha Namapi Viraham Notsahe Sodhumatra Yatraso Tatra Sigram Kripana Nayana He Niyatam Kinkaroyam.
Joy. Krishna Kesava Prabhu ki joy.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Kanapriya Didi. Hari Bol.
Sarah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I'm joining a bit late, Maharaj. My apologies.
Okay. So, onwards. Then, let's see. This is a prayer to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, written by Srila Sridhara Maharaj after the pastimes, after Srila Siddhanta Saraswati disappeared. So this written in separation from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Okay, and
Why did he address it?
Huh?
Why did he address to the Sridhar Maharaj? Why did he address it to the brahmachari name of Prabhupada?
Huh?
Why did he address it? He's addressing Saraswati Thakur by his brahmachari name. I wonder why he did like that.
I'm not sure. So at the end, meaning is of the first verse, at the end of the night of Sri Vrishabhanu, Nandini, she suddenly took him to her entourage, withdrawing him from the company of throngs of grief-stricken souls. A great cry of lamentation arose. Their bodies were bathed by their tears. When he was thus stolen away, this world was plunged into the deep darkness of one whose eyes have been stolen away. Vrita, stolen away, Nayanamani, jewel of the eye, the internal name of Saraswati Thakur, is Nayana money. Bereft of the vision of my divine master, all my sorrowful eyes, Dina Nayana, or O Savior of the fallen, Dina Nayana, wherever that great soul may be, please quickly take this servitor there. Although he is my master named Nayana, or one who brings us near, in his mercy he shows the miserliness of not taking me unto his company. I think a very, very esoteric meaning of this song. Sridhara is able to dive deep into the reality of things. One might see a disciple and his guru, an old man and a younger man, sitting together, discussing high topics. But their vision, and not of that of this world. He could see the inner meaning of his Gurudev as Nayana Manjari. Nayana Manjari is, of course, one of the gopis. And taken away, he explains here, says that when she took him to her entourage, means Srimati Radharani. When Srimati Radharani withdrew her, means Bhakti Siddhanta, come to this world as a teacher. And our Guru Parampara, those personalities are considered gopis, actually, manjaris of Srimati Radharani. That is the mood that they come to this world in, to teach as acharyas. Although they take the position of acharyas, of teachers, of even the most fallen kanishtas and lower persons, even then kanishtas, they in their own exalted position are very highly confidential servitors of the Lord. They have developed that relationship. And therefore they are able to teach the pure principles of devotion to us. We can barely catch what type of conception they are given. Our only grace, not to try to conceive those things, but merely to serve those who are giving that conception. And as much as possible to present in a humble way the serving mood to those great souls that we can perform in our life. Our only contribution is that we may be able to give example to others to serve those higher souls. Humbly serve those higher souls, engage in the service of them, so that somehow that mood may be carried on by some inconceivable process. By the Lord's grace, that mood can be transferred through the teachings, through the books of those great teachers. And we have done something valuable in our life. We feel we cannot do anything more valuable than that. To serve the great saints who have come to this world, to give a drop of nectar of that higher plane. Because like as I was saying before, where do we get a chance to dip into that transcendental ocean of infinite value? Where do we get a chance to do that except in the association of the devotees? Devotees who are serving, trying to serve those higher souls and appreciate and relish what they're saying and praising what they're saying. good evil. Anyhow, by Sri Rama's mercy, we get a chance to read these things. He composed this wonderful song. It's a song, actually. I don't know the melody. It's even very difficult to us to read, to say the words, what to speak of compose. Such a highly exalted verses. Anyhow, Hare Krishna. Just to read these things is enough for us. To explain it is a little difficult. Okay, then
Espanol?
what do you want to say something?
Any Spanish translation for?
Oh, you want to say something, Ariananda, in Spanish?
Maharaj,
Yes,
Maharaj.
difficulties.
De habla hispana, la gracia del Guru y los Vaishnavas, poder hacer este pequeño servicio. Maharaj ha leído el primer verso de este capítulo, en donde se establecen oraciones respetuosas por la aparición en ese momento de la desaparición de Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakura. Entonces el primer verso habla del dolor que todos sus discípulos sentían por la desaparición del maestro. En general, ese es el resumen de ese verso, ¿no? Palabras más, palabras menos. Sin embargo, el Maharaja comentó acerca de ese verso que nosotros somos muy afortunados el poder reunirnos y establecer una conexión, un contacto con el Guru, con los devotos, y que eso es algo muy importante para nuestra vida espiritual. Y esa conexión con el Guru y los devotos prácticamente es lo más importante en nuestra vida. Y tenemos que hacer esa conexión con un humor de servicio, El Maharaj hablaba, ¿servicio a quién? ¿O a qué? Servicio a los devotos. Pero ¿cuáles devotos? El Maharaj explica, los devotos que están también siguiendo la instrucción de Gurudeva. Esas son las dos cosas más importantes. El servicio a los devotos que siguen la instrucción de Gurudeva. Y el Maharaj también explicó allí muy hermosamente que prácticamente todo se puede resumir en dos aspectos. Aceptar o transitar nosotros, intentar seguir el camino de la humildad y también pensar que nosotros no hacemos nada, nosotros no hacemos nada. Todo lo hace el Guru, todo viene del Guru y en realidad es de Krishna, pero el Guru es el representante. Entonces, a través de la asociación con el Guru y sirviendo al Guru y a los devotos del Guru, entonces estaremos bien conectados. Pero hay que tener también mucho cuidado porque no todo el que se le diga devoto, no necesariamente es devoto. Devoto es aquel que sigue la instrucción del Guru, que está conectado con él, que participa del servicio al Guru, que participa del servicio a los otros Vaishnavas. Y eso es algo muy importante que acaba de decir el Maharaja. Entonces, más o menos, ese es el resumen de la explicación dada al verso número 1 que se acaba de leer en homenaje a Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakura. Ya el Maharaja.
Ariananda Prabhu ki jai.
Srila Bhakti Puri Maharaj ki jai. Ramachanta Maharaj ki jai.
Okay. Next. Then Kanu Priyadidi, would you like to read the second?
Dhanyavad Maharaj.
Dhanyavad, sir.
Thank you. From his lotus feet, the nectarine river of divine love flows throughout the universe. Servitors, like bees, maintain their lives drinking the honey that falls from his lotus feet. And the pure devotees in the shelter of the confidential mellows of Raja revel in the bliss of singing the glories of his lotus feet. O Dina Nayana, wherever that great soul may be, please quickly take this servitor there.
Okay. And Dr. Sabu, would you like to read the third?
Yes, Dandavat Maharaj, thanks. Parental affection, so highly esteemed in the world, is the colossal hoax as an obstacle to Hari Bhakti. Socially recognized pure matrimonial love is nothing but dacoity, in that it plunders away both the husband's and the wife's eagerness for the chance to acquire the treasure of love, unadulterated by the superficiality of familiar prejudice and common friendship is merely deception. I have gleaned these thoughts from the rays of light that emanate from the toenails of the holy feet of that great personality, the embodiment of the supermundane affection. O Dina Nayan, wherever that great soul may be, please quickly take this servitor there.
Yes.
Sorry.
So all types of love in this world, huh? Parental, friendly, loving, huh? Conjugal. There's so many types of affection in this world, of the master and the servant. There's also a type of love. Yet of all these types of love, when one experiences love of God or has some taste of what that love of God is, then all types of other affectionate dealings are cheating, shown to be cheating yourself, cheating the other of that highest gift, the highest wealth that is awaiting everyone if they can turn their hearts toward that. They will find the highest fulfillment and love, all types of love. They will find that in Krishna. This is what he is, what I understand is saying. And that is what Guru Dev is teaching. That is what is coming from the lotus feet means the Lord, Guru and his disciples. If that type of love is not descending, then what are they getting? Some superficial words, some high sounding words, not mere edification. But the real thing, they're missing. Don't accept the superficial for the real. The appearance and the reality, you know? You know the difference? Appearance and reality. When an actor is acting on the stage like the king or whatever, Hamlet, he's not really Hamlet or the king. There's somebody else who has his wife and children or whatever, and another type of life. He's not revealing that type of life on the stage. He's appearing to be something else than what he is. So that appearance of love that we find manifest in the world is not the same as that genuine love that comes to us when we establish our relationship with the Supreme Center. The origin of all the types of varieties of love and everything else. One time I remember arguing with some gentleman, scientist actually, in our online Sangha, for the scientists, online Sangha group. They were arguing that the Absolute has no form. And I told that the Absolute, the complete whole, is supposed to be complete. How he can be lacking? What is he lacking? Lacking form. How is that possible? He's supposed to be complete. It's not the lack of form that the Absolute has, but the infinity of forms. Anantarupam, he is called Anantarupam. And suddenly they had a realization, yes. Where is that found in the scripture? They wanted to know this idea. It's a good idea, huh? That the Absolute is not devoid of form. He is full of form. Infinite forms. Infinite forms. We cannot limit the forms of the Lord. Recently, I heard one devotee talking about the Madan Mohini incarnation of Krishna. Krishna comes in the form of a lady, although he's a man. He comes in the form of a very attractive lady. Shiva cannot restrain himself from the beauty of the Mohini Murti. Madan Mohini. Cannot restrain himself from running after her. Yet it's only Krishna in that form. So what? He is not restricted to anything. He comes in every form. He can come in any form. All are part of his beauty. But a spark of his beauty, he says. I saw some picture on the internet today, on the Facebook, one picture of a frozen tree, a tree that was covered in snow and ice. It was so beautiful. It looked like an ice tree. I don't know if anyone saw that. It was an incredible picture. So sparkling and icicles dripping down from everywhere and all frozen, suspended in thin air and air in the air. Such a nice, beautiful sight. On a clear, sunny day somewhere in Canada. It was astonishing to see. And Krishna says, but all these beautiful things, they're but a spark of my splendor. But a spark. Don't be bewildered or distracted by the sparks. And to remember where the fire is coming from. The fire is there. Hare Krishna. Number 3, let's see.
Espanol.
Who?
Espanol.
Espanol? Do you want Harinanda?
Yes, Maharaj.
You don't have to. If you like, okay. You
Yes,
want?
Maharaj. Maharaj estaba explicando un poco acerca de lo que es el tema de Dios como infinito, el Señor Krishna como infinito. Más o menos lo que quiso decir, que hay muchas tendencias a decir que el Señor no puede asumir cierta forma, porque entonces no es permitido, pues, o sea, porque hay algunos filósofos que piensan que el Señor no puede adoptar una forma. Entonces el Maharaja dice que no, eso no es posible, porque el Señor es infinito. Y como el Señor es infinito, Él puede adoptar muchas formas, cualquier forma, incluso de una dama también, si Él quiere, porque eso es lo que significa infinito, que no hay límite. Entonces, el Señor Supremo también tiene como una cualidad la belleza, es infinitamente hermoso. Y entonces él también puede, aunque asuma otras formas, esas formas también tienen los elementos, las características de él como hermosas. Entonces, más o menos allí lo que Mara estaba queriendo decir, que el Señor puede también adoptar una forma humana, bella, con todas las características del Señor Supremo, belleza, inteligencia, opulencia, todo en uno. Eso más o menos una vez un opositor a Srila Guru Maharaj, un filósofo, le decía, oye, no, Krishna, Dios no puede adoptar una forma humana. Srila Maharaj le dijo, sí puede, porque el infinito, si no puede adoptar una forma finita, entonces no es infinito. Por lo tanto, el finito puede adoptar ser finito, porque esa es una cualidad de él. Más o menos en general, solo que estaba explicando a todos el Maharaj. Es como son ideas un poco más filosóficas acerca de la naturaleza del infinito, el finito, y las posibilidades que sí se puede adoptar cualquier forma que él quiera. Y finalmente también el Maharaj dijo que esas manifestaciones o esos arreglos que hace el Señor es por amor. En resumen, el amor es lo más importante. El amor entre todos, el amor del Señor, el amor entre los devotos. Al final, eso es lo más importante, el amor. Jai Maharaj.
Prabhu. Then Bhakti Ross, can you read? Would you like to read?
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. The divine message sung by Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra had its continuous play in the ears of the people. From the ear did he, just to fulfill the purport of the name Nayana Mani, reveal his form to the eye, making his advent in the mansion temple favored by the glance of Sri Nilachala Chandra at the time of the Ratha Yatra festival. O Dinanayana, wherever that great soul, Mahapurusha, may be, please swiftly take this servitor there.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Nayana Mani. Again, Nayana Manjari is the name of the gopi, one of the principal gopis, Nayana Manjari, whom Srila Sridhara saw his guru in that mood of the gopi. The devotees also, not only Sridhara, but the other Vaishnavas, understood that he was actually a manifestation of Nayana Manjari. Manjari, you know the meaning of Manjari? Manjari in the Tulsi plant. You know what a Manjari is?
It's the bit on the end, Maharaj, isn't it? Where
The
she flowers.
The
The
flowers.
flowers.
The flowers. The buds, the flower buds on the Tulsi tree are called Manjaris. Manjaris are the younger Shakis, the younger ladies of the Radharani's entourage. She is surrounded by many Shakis. Radharani is the source of the Haladini potency, the pleasure potency of the Lord. And the Manjaris are considered the younger servitors, younger Shakti, the younger energies of that mood of Ladini. And the older Shaktis are there also. Her associates are all female. She's a female, and they're all female. And they don't allow the male element to enter into that party. So a female has a very special place in a Vaishnava Siddhanta. Jai, Santa Maharaja ki jai.
Jai Maharaj, Dandavat.
Just as they're speaking of the manjaris, he shows up.
Happy to see you, Maharaj.
Dandavad Maharaj. Dandavad Maharaj.
So they have
I was
a
just, finishing that article, small article that Bagbajar Gaudiya Math wanted.
okay.
So, because they called me twice today that I must submit tomorrow. So I prepared something short.
Okay, got it.
They wanted 2-page article.
Good. I'm sure that will benefit them greatly.
I tried to write something that you have told, Maharaj.
And I have told them. Hare Krishna.
I have given the title that Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu came to preach about Radha Dasyam.
Yeah. The predominated moiety. I heard that. It's not my words. This is the ideas of Sridhar Maharaj that we learned from Sridhar Maharaj. Emphasize this point. Radha Dasya. Service of the predominated moiety. Krishna is the predominating moiety. But we worship the predominated moiety. Because we are also of that nature predominated. Chaitanya Chandra had his continuous play in the ears of the people. We never hear this, huh? Someone was playing in your ears. The divine message sung by Sri Chaitanya Chandra had his continuous play in the ears of the people. From the ear, he tried to fulfill the purport of the Dame Nayana Mandapani. Reveal his form to the eye, making his advent in the mansion favored by the glance of Nila Chandra. Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge, comes from the ear, not from the brain. It doesn't come from the brain. Transcendental knowledge comes from the ear. And what sound, who is producing that sound in our ear? That's the next thing. So many sounds come in our ear. Well, what is that sound that produces Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge? Where does it come from? That's the important thing. Where does that knowledge come from? There, from the source, we can understand the plane from which it is coming. And that plane has to come from the heart of a sincere, a pure devotee, who is highly realized devotee, Tattva Darshana. When it comes from there, that sound coming into the ear can have a dramatic effect, a revolutionary effect upon our heart. And that brings us to the transcendental, the real transcendental platform. Not a sentiment of the heart, even. A genuine connection. The sound from the absolute plane is the same as the absolute. There is no difference between the sound from the absolute platform and the absolute itself. Everything from the absolute platform is absolute. And that's why we are benefited. That's why that sound benefits us, because we actually get entrance into that plane of the absolute that we are searching for. And without that, we have no connection to, no connection there. So sometimes we're burning in separation from that higher thing. And we have only mundane, what do you want to say, sounds and thoughts and activities, events around us. And we are devoid of that connection. And we're longing for that connection. Gauranga. And if we don't have that connection, we are totally distraught, lost, bereft. So we depend upon our Gurudev. Gurudev, please do not abandon us. And if he leaves, what do? We have to again pray that he may somehow or other connect us with some higher source of knowledge. So we are fortunate to have our Santa Maharaj. By his grace, we can go on in our service capacity, service attempt, and feel some comfort, some connection with the service world. Sridhara Maharaj is explaining in this verse. He said, from the ear, just to fulfill the purport of the name of Nayana Mani, reveal his form to the eye, making his advent in the mansion or temple favored by the glance of Sri Chandra at the time of the Rath Yatra. Do you know what he's telling here? What he means by this? You heard that pastime? Where when Saraswati Thakura was a baby, his mother was holding him in her arms while the Rath Yatra cart was passing across their house. Rath Yatra cart used to be pulled right past Saraswati Thakura's family's house, Bhakti Vinod's house. And when that happened, somehow or other, that garland, that cart got stuck just at his house. And the garland came off of Lord Jagannath and circled the baby, just like an umbilical cord. So he's explaining that here, first manifestation of Srila Saraswati Thakura as a very special person, a Mahapurush, very close associate of Nilachal. Nilachal is Jagannath. Original name of Jagannath, Nilachal. Nilachandra. And like that, Jagannath himself revealed himself as Acharya. Acharya Mam Vijaniyat. He revealed that here is my manifestation as Acharya in this person. And that way. Very nice. Srila Maharaja revealing everything in these poems. And who else? Who else would like to read? Or did we not have?
Ariananda,
Ananda? He was talking.
Nelson.
Oh,
Nelson.
Nelson. Would Nelson like to read?
I will.
Oh,
I
right.
will.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Master. Guy of pure golden waters of the Jambu River River, mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, has his golden clothes arising the mountain, where the golden moon, city Warachanda, descended, said, used to shower down torrent of rain upon the whole countryside that was scorched by the forest, scorched by the forest fire of fearful suffering. Then suddenly concealed himself in the douche of the land advent of the city Organa or Nayama, wherever that real master might be now. Please quickly take this servitor to that place.
Yeah. Ever remember that song that we sing? Samsaradava Nanalita Loka Pranaya Karuna Gunana. Or not? I'm sorry. What is that song saying? What is that song saying? Huh? That the forest fire is there. Forest fire of material existence. What is that forest fire? Burning of the three modes of material nature. We're burning by those three modes, Sattva, Raja, Tamas. And what is Guru? Guru comes to put that fire out. He's the rain cloud of mercy. When there's a forest fire, you can't put a hose. You can't put a bucket of water to put it out. The hose from your garden won't put it out. The only thing that will put out the fire is the rain cloud. Only if it rains, fire can be experienced. So that song is to remind us, Gurudev is the rain cloud of mercy. Who else in this world could extinguish the Maya, the intense forest of Maya, of illusion that the living entity finds themselves in, born into? Who else can extinguish that fire? Who? Any ordinary person can do that. Your friend can do that. Your father, your mother, your sister, your brother. The clergy, whoever it may be. Some person you may know who's a very good person. Can they extinguish the whole fire of illusion? That is the power of Gurudev. He can do that. He can do that in a very short time. We just have to approach Gurudev, and that whole thing can be wiped away. The whole illusion can be destroyed by his grace. At the time that Mahaprabhu was born or appeared, they were all suffering without from lack of transcendental connection with the higher world. So when Mahaprabhu came, they were relieved, just like the moon comes in the evening to light up the darkness. Mahaprabhu came to relieve their suffering, to relieve their ignorance. So that land is worshipped. It says here, concealed himself in the dust of the land where Mahaprabhu advented. So that land became the place where the son of Sachi, Mahaprabhu himself, appeared to relieve the separation, the feelings of non-connection, not being connected to the infinite, that the finite is always searching for. Finite is not complete without the infinite. Philosophically, Hegel showed that. He showed that the finite has no meaning without the infinite. Finite and infinite go together and you can never separate them. Because what does finite mean? Finite means it's not infinite. So the definition of finite involves the infinite. And the definition of infinite, the word infinite itself means the non-finite. So the finite is essential to understand the infinite, and the infinite is essential to understand the finite. So they're not separate concepts. And if we only have one, we'll feel incomplete and necessary. Finite will feel incomplete without connecting to without understanding, without realizing, without being conscious, without feeling this connection to the infinite. Because it is there, even from a logical standpoint, a rational consideration. Rationally and emotionally. Maharaj, would you like to say anything?
No, no, Maharaj.
Huh? What did he say?
No, Maharaj.
No? Number 6. Who do we have? Who else would like to say?
Pradhan is there in Pragya.
Pradhan. Tony. Pradhanji, would you like to read? Are you still there with us? And Pragya. Hey, Pragya, are you still there?
Yes, Maharaj.
Would you like to read?
Yes, Maharaj. Sure.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaj. He is of the same hue as Sri Gaura, and although he who sings the tidings of Sri Gaura is the natural guru of the whole universe, he accepted discipleship to a great devotee called Sri Gaur Kishore, adolescent Gaura. In the whole Gaura Mandala, he is the repository of the glory of those who grant entrance into the fold of the pure Gaudiya Vaishnavas. He proudly ascended the lofty throne of preaching the glories of the gift of the golden Lord Sri Gaura, the service of Sri Radha Govinda in Vraja, to the Vaishnavas of Dravida, the devotees in South India who are generally worshippers of Lakshmi Narayana. The glory of his dignity shines even in the group of Sri Gandharva, and he holds a preeminent position in the intimate circle of Sri Giridhari, that is, he is the most beloved of Lord Mukunda. O Dina Nayana, where that great soul is now, please swiftly take this servitor there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Oh, he's mentioning various names. Gaur Kishore. Kishore Das Babaji, of course, Gurudeva, Bhakti Vinod.
Bhakti Siddhanta.
Huh? Sorry. Huh?
Bhakti Siddhanta.
Bhakti Siddhanta. And who else? Dravida, the Vaishnavas of Dravida. They knew very little of Mahaprabhu, of Radha and Krishna worship. There they worship Lakshmi Narayan in the South India. So Mahaprabhu went to South India and preached about the glories of Radha and Krishna and saved them, not saved them, but raised them from the worship, Vaikuntha worship of Lakshmi Narayan to the worship of the Goloka worship, Rajanam worship of Radha Govinda. If you go to South India, those who are from India, they know the glorious worship that the South Indians have of Lakshmi Narayan. The temples there are like pillars of gold, mountains of gold. They have so much wealth and honor they give to Lakshmi Narayan. Yet Mahaprabhu went there and told there's something higher. There's something higher even than Lakshmi Narayan worship, than all this gold and wealth and magnificence. There's something higher. What could be higher than that? And then Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan on the mountain in a cave of Govardhan. There in a little cave in a forest, among some forest vines, you'll find the highest thing. They thought, what is this? We were worshiping God in the temple of gold. And you are telling there's something higher in the forest. Yes.
Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj wanted very much for more preaching in these days, modern days, last decade, 20 years to happen. And not so much was done. And then when Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Dev Goswami Maharaj became the Acharya around 2012, he went on preaching tour with Srila Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj to South India because by the reasons of the Lord, Shanta Maharaj somehow had made lots of connections with the people of South India, and he was preaching to them about Mahaprabhu's conception. So when Srila Shanta Maharaj and Srila Acharya Maharaj went to South India together, many devotees became initiated by Srila Acharya Dev, and there was a very formal, very nice article written about that whole thing on one of the Mutt's websites, and glorifying Shanta Maharaj's service to Acharya Maharaj and the South India preaching. And there's a quote from Acharya Maharaj there, and he says, Srila Govinda Maharaj is very pleased with this service. He always wanted this to happen, and by Shanta Maharaj's grace, it happened.
Maharaj, please in Spanish.
Little, okay. Español.
Thank you, Maharaj. Planas devoto. Bueno, el Maharaj habló también de unos del otro verso, de 2, 3 versos. En general, habló de una práctica importante, habló de la Shakti, y también el Maharaj habló del servicio a Srimati Radharani, también desarrollar ese tipo de humor, el servicio hacia ella, Radha Dasha. Maharaj también explicó un poco acerca de nuevo tocó el tema del infinito, que el infinito se puede manifestar en distintas formas y también estaba hablando de la importancia de la aparición. El verso se habla de una manera poética de la aparición de Sri Gauranga en las altas montañas, color dorada, y encima está una luna, la luna muy hermosa en el río Yumbu, y ahí hace la aparición Sri Gauranga. Y una de las bondades de Sri Gauranga es que fue al sur de India, y allí en el sur de India la gente normalmente es adoradora de Lakshmi Narayana, pero si Gauranga fue a predicar allí en el sur de la India y a captar las mentes de las personas para que predicar acerca del amor por Sridhara, Krishna, y eso fue una misión muy importante de Sri Gauranga. Entonces después Prabhu Keshava Prabhu explicaba también un poco que como una cierta similitud en el mismo tema, porque Keshava Prabhu dijo que más o menos Srila Bhakti Shanta Maharaj recibió permiso de Srila Acharya de para también, al igual que Sri Gauranga, Srila Shanta Maharaj también fue al sur de la India, y al igual que Sri Gauranga también predicó y ha dado iniciación a muchas personas en el sur de la India. Por lo tanto, históricamente hay como una similitud entre las actividades que hizo Sri Gauranga, también las actividades que ha hecho Srila Nikkama Shanta Maharaj por orden de su maestro espiritual, Srila Bhakti Animal Acharya Maharaj. Entonces, son cosas son pasatiempos muy dulces, muy bonitos, muy hermosos. Son pasatiempos de grandes Vaishnavas, como Srila Bhakti Animal Acharya Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Nikkama Shanta Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj. Entonces nosotros tenemos que siempre ofrecer amor, respeto hacia ellos, entrega, estar sumiso, y no hay otra cosa que nosotros podamos hacer en este mundo sino rendirnos y acatar las instrucciones que ellos nos dan, servir a los Maharaj en todo lo que podamos. Y bueno, esa es nuestra vida devocional, y es lo que tenemos que practicar. Ya hay uno de
Number 7. Would you like to read?
Yes. He inundated the whole universe of countless living beings, whether Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, less than Sudra, and even Mlecha, with the oceanic nectar of the holy name of Sri Radha Krishna. Although unapproachable by the liberationists and yogic perfectionists, he is known as the friend of the fallen, the mercy potency of Sri Gauranga. O Dina Nayana, wherever that great soul may be, please swiftly take this servitor there.
Okay. Also.
Do I have a hope to ever see that beautiful golden personality who makes everything auspicious for the world? Do I have a hope to ever behold that tall figure once again? His blue lotus eyes, his nose that excels the charm of the tila flower, his forehead that shames the half moon, his graceful lotus face, his gleaming pearl white teeth, his long arms extending to his knees. O Dina Nayana, wherever that great soul has gone, please swiftly take this servitor there. In the year of our Lord Gauranga 450, in the month of Pausa, on the 4th day of the dark fortnight of the moon and the star of Magha, at the closing of the night of Brihaspatipattivara, 5:30 a.m. or the 1st of January, 1937, that most beloved attendant of Srimati Vrishabhanunandini, entered into the eternal pastimes. O Dinanayana, wherever that great soul may be, quickly take his serviture there to him. The entire earth and skies were filled with the cries of anguish of the people and of the disciples devoted to the service of Sri Gurudev's lotus feet. Where has that great master gone? Alas, today the whole universe seems empty in the separation of Prabhupada. The servitor of Gurudev cannot endure even a moment of his separation. O Dinanayana, wherever that great soul may be, please quickly take this serviture there to him.
Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Okay, it's a little late today. Please forgive us over time. Maharaj, do you have anything you'd like to say to the devotees?
Maharaj, I'm very much blessed to have the Devotees Association, and I was when I was writing that article, I was also able to think about the preaching that Mahaprabhu done about servant of servant. So, so generally people think that is something to do with like some people have doubt, like Dasyaras, they think like that. But actually it is the servitor in the line of Madhuras. So that Mahaprabhu preached and he came to preach that in this world. So by your blessings and all devotees' blessings, we can properly understand that message, and we can practice and preach that. That is only prayer.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvakachari Asatari Satashri Shri Srila Bhakti Nishkam Shanta Maharaj ki jai.
Vishnupad Paramahamsa Bhakti Puri Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Devotees ki jai.
Glory to all the assembled devotees ki jai.
Jai.
Oh, Premanandi, I love you all. You well?
Krishna. Jai.
Hare Krishna.